is that Keyon Clinton offers greatness. How do I know he offers greatness? Because he has already he's transitioned through his life and shown that his greatness started when there was nothing there at all. His greatness has transcended through time because he has transformed himself over the years. I know this personally because I can remember looking in the back of a program that I started at Michigan State University called the Male Initiative, Motivating Advancing Learning Involvement. He was sitting in the back on the right-hand corner against the wall, and he was quiet, and he had hair. Time has changed now, okay? But what has also changed is his character. He's continued to build that. He's continued to do things that has just been able to be transitioned into a movement. The movement that I'm talking about is his 1% better movement. He has done things in people's lives that have just transcended them to be able to be a better them than what they were the day before. Not only in the aspect of their health, but even creating healthy habits. So understand the message that he's bringing today will be a movement. But I have a question for you. Will you capture this moment? Will you take the time to take something that will make you better? Will you get that pen and paper out, write something down? Because the moment is just that, right now. Now, I talked about an opportunity. I'm going to leave you with this before I bring them forth. Opportunity does three things. It comes when it wants to, it leaves when it wants to, and it can choose to never show up again. What will you do in this opportunity? So I ask that you just open up your hearts and minds for this moment. That can be your movement that will also help you transition through time to another level of greatness that we can all appreciate. So I can ask right now, would you give it up for Mr. Keyon Clinton?
My brother. You can pay me later. Thank you. Absolutely. All right. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Ooh, okay, listen. I know y'all don't know who I am, but I promise you by the time I leave this room, you will remember me for a couple things. The first thing is energy, all right? People ask me all the time, Keyon, why you have so much energy every single day? Because I say, when you dead, you ain't got nothing left. So when I ask you how you doing this morning, I want you to act like God woke you up with a purpose on purpose. Okay, so let's try this again. Good morning, everybody. How we doing? All right, that's a little bit better. Don't worry, you're going to come around. I know the food's starting to hit you. Some of y'all are getting a little comfortable. Let me get this mic together. You know what? Jason, I told you I'm not a professor, so I'm not going to stand up here and just sit in one space. So a little bit about me. First and foremost, before I get into my presentation, I always like to give all glory and honor to God, who's the head of my life. Because without God, nothing is possible. Amen? All right. Secondly, Mark, I want to thank you for that beautiful introduction. I remember being at Michigan State University in his program, in the back with my head down, confused, scared, nervous, feeling as if I didn't belong there. And I'm sure some of you all can attest to some of the amazing rooms you probably walked in where you felt like, do I truly belong to be in this room? But I got news flash for you. You do. So today, I'm here to talk to you all about how to build your personal and your professional brand, okay? So I was also told by Mark that we got some intelligent folks in the room today. And I think one of the intelligent things that we all can do is grab a pen and paper, because I'm going to drop some gems on y'all today. And I hope y'all ready. All right? So let's get right into it. So I'm on a mission myself. Every time God blesses me with an opportunity to get in front of people, I always come in with a goal. Because without goals, nothing is going to ever get done. So there's a couple things that I want you all to get from today. Number one, I want to help you gain respect in your field as a professional. Okay? What you're going to learn about building a brand, about success, it's all about respect. Because people are having the conversations about the things that they need. And if they don't respect you enough, your name just won't be in that conversation. All right? The second thing I want to do today is to show you how you can instantly increase your conversion rate as a professional. Instantly. All right. Number three, to get and stay booked, one thing I've learned about being successful and having friends that are successful is they're always busy. They're always doing something. And your brand, having a powerful brand, can do just that for you. Number 4, build a relationship and gain new clients. There's nothing like new money. There's nothing like new clients. There's nothing like new faces and new energy. And I'm going to show you all how your personal brand can do that. Generate more revenue, because bills are always due, right? And you can never have too much money at the end of the day. And then the last thing I want to talk about is how you can leverage your personal brand to impact others. I'm trying to get this thing to upload on my phone, though. All right. So at the end, I'm real big on giving things away. I believe that it's always blessed. I'm blessed to be a blessing to somebody else. So what I want to do, Mark, somewhere, there you go. I want to do something special. For one of the registrants, we're going to give you all a brand new, a free banner design from my design team. As you can see, I got 2 banners on my left, on my right. We're going to create a banner design for you. All right. People ask, why do you bring banners? Why do you have these banners all over? I got about 10 of them. When we talk about branding, when we're talking about building something that's important, people have to see it. They have to feel it. And when you are impacting folks, everybody may not have an opportunity to come up here and talk to you. But if they can see that banner, if they can get your information, that's another way they can reach out for you. So I want to give away that gift for one of you all today, just for being in the room, because I believe that being in the room can get you blessed. And if there's anything we can do, we're going to make sure of it. So let's go ahead and go through a quick history lesson of who I am. I was born and raised Detroit, Michigan, from 48205, the infamous zip code of 48205. And people always ask me, Keyon, what makes your zip code so infamous? Well, in the last decade, 48205 has made it on the top 10 worst listed neighborhoods to live in the United States of America. They said children from this zip code struggle in elementary, middle, and high school. They involve themselves in gangs and drugs and violence at an early age, less likely to receive a high school diploma, and even more less likely to receive a college degree. By the age of 21, they will have anywhere between 1 to 3 children. And by the age of 25, they'll either be in jail or dead. I want to let you all know I'm 31 years old today, and I've survived 48205. Can we clap it up for that, everybody? As I said, I went to Michigan State University. I got my degree in electrical engineering. And at the age of 28, I said, that's enough engineering for me. I retired from engineering at the age of 28 because I believe I had a bigger calling over my life. And I asked myself a question. I said, if you were willing to pay me $100,000 a year, how much do the CEO make? Because I felt like the ones who were in the field, in the business, were the ones who were doing all the work. But the CEO would come in and have a couple meetings, shake a few hands, and go about their day. I couldn't shake that question. So I remember walking into work one day and I was like, you know what? I'm going to take this leap of faith. Now, the experts say you should save up to 6 months to a year for a rainy day. I didn't have none of that. I was spending my money as quick as it came, but I realized I had something on the inside of me that I just believed in. And we're talking about believing in your brand, being your brand. And we're going to get into that belief system in a second. So as I walked away from Michigan State University, I became an international speaker, a best-selling author, a 2-time award-winning bodybuilder, founder of my own nonprofit organization, also made the Forbes list 2 years ago for the next 1,000 entrepreneurs all over the world. I created a lifestyle and global business. It's called 1% Better. Every day that you wake up, ask yourself, how can you get at least 1% better today? Mentally, physically, spiritually, one step at a time. That's how we reach our goals. I've been able to do all of that by leaving my job. 7 years to get my degree, 3 years of retirement. And for the last 4 years, I've been living my dream. It's a beautiful thing, and I'm going to show you all how you can do that by building your brand. So let's get it going. All right, here we go. So if there's anything you will learn about me is never learn from a coach that didn't play in the game. It's easy to get up here and talk about a lot of things I haven't done. A lot of people do that to you. They're going to show you how to make 6 figures. They ain't never made 6 figures. They're going to show you how to build a brand that reached 15 countries in 33 states. I have proof that we are in these countries, that we are in these states. It's easy to sell you on something that sound good and feel good in the moment. But if you're anything like Keyon Clinton, I say, show me the proof. Because if I'm going to invest into you, I want to make sure that I'm investing in something that I can get an actual return on. So as you can see, the best-selling author, international speaker, and also the 2-time award-winning bodybuilder. I'm known as the execution coach. And most people are saying, what qualifies you as an execution coach, Keyon? I like getting things done at a high level, real high level. I just told you, we're doing 200,000 from speaking. And don't look at the numbers because making money is easy if your brand is solid. Being successful is easier than you think if your affairs are in order. If you built a foundation that's sturdy enough, you can continue to build your empire as high as you want it to go. Book is here. There's the fitness transformation. Yes, that is the same guy, believe it or not. Hard work and execution. 15 countries, 33 states. I want to get through all this because I'm not here to brag about myself. I'm here to talk about how we can get into this branding here. So let's think about this. I came here to bust some myths for you. Because if we're going to talk about building something, if we're going to talk about becoming something, we got to unlearn in order to relearn some things, all right? Myth number one, and I'm sure we all have heard these 5 myths that I got for you all today. The very first one is here. Practice makes perfect. Raise your hand if you ever heard somebody say practice makes perfect before, right? That's a lie. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Practice does not make perfect. Practice makes permanent. So you got to be very careful what you're practicing if you're not passionate about it. Uh-oh, I don't think they caught that one. I'm going to bring that back. You got to be careful of what you're practicing if you're not passionate about it. Because you'll find yourself 10 years in, changing directions. 5 years in, changing directions. Don't believe me? Listen, I've been singing in the shower since I was a little boy. I can't make no hit record. But I think I sound good in the shower, but I can't make no hit record. I've been practicing for 30 years, but it's not my calling. It didn't make me a perfect singer. I just learned to get in the routine of singing in the shower. But every day I've been getting 1% better in my speaking. I've been practicing. And now I'm able to travel the world and build this brand. So be careful of what you're practicing because it's not going to make you perfect. It's going to make some things permanent in your life. Myth number 2, I'm sure we all heard this one before. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Everybody like to say that. And they feel like that's such a gem too. Well, you got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Drops the mic. But growth and comfort don't coexist. So the moment you get comfortable being uncomfortable, all you did was just get comfortable being uncomfortable. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to give you an example. Here we go. Let's say you at your friend's house. It's like 6 of y'all. Y'all having a good time. You stayed at night because you had some interesting substances at that night. You wake up in the morning. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. You can't see in the dark. You put some shoes on and you and your friends share the same shoe. But the difference is you wear a size 9. They wear a size 6. You realize when you pulled up to your job that you put the wrong size shoe on. Now you tell me if you want to get comfortable being in that uncomfort. But see, that's how some of our visions are. That's how some of our thoughts are. We're not believing that we can actually be successful. Studies show 98% of people who say, I want to be a millionaire, don't even believe it. So if we're in a space where we want to get comfortable being uncomfortable, you're not growing. You grow on the other side of your comfort zone. So the moment that things get uncomfortable for you, that means that there's growth on the other side of that. So we're going to dismantle this myth right here again. Myth number 3, there's no competition. It's just you versus you. How many of y'all in the room said that? Ain't nobody going to raise their hand on that one. They never raise their hand on that one, Mark. It's okay. It's me versus me. Ain't nobody else around me. Ain't nobody else in front of me. I don't know what world you're living in, but look around you. There's competition all around. And the reality is competition is good for you. Because if you're only looking at yourself, that means you're only learning from yourself. And you can only go as far as the wisdom that you have inside of you. But through experience and exposure is how you actually can gain and grow and sustain a brand or a business at any point, all right? Myth number 4. Never judge a book by its cover. We all heard that one too. That's not a world that we live in. You will be judged from the moment that they lay eyes on you. Like it or not, that's the world we live in. And I tell folks, Mark, listen, judge me. Judge my book by its cover. I'm a bestseller. But isn't it interesting how we can say never judge a book by its cover, but then in the same sentence, we'll say your first impression leave a lasting impression? Why are we contradicting each other? So make sure that your appearance, make sure that your impression on somebody is so intriguing that they're willing to dive into more of who you are. Because with a beautiful cover, I'll open the page. And the last one, there are no shortcuts in life. I've been told this my whole life. There are no shortcuts in life. This is one of the biggest myths that are hurting a lot of people and stunting a lot of growth. Because shortcuts come in a form of mentorship, come in a form of wisdom and experience from people who've already been where you're trying to go. So if you want to find the quickest route, if you want to find the most effective and efficient route, get around people that have already done the things that you're trying to do. And I can assure you, instead of spending 10 years, you can probably get it done in 3 or 4. So I want us to imagine some things real quick. I'm an interactive type of guy. I'm not your professor. Okay, I don't have a quiz after this or an exam. But I'm real big on making sure that we imagine things. Because if we're talking about believe it, you got to actually see it. So can everybody do me a quick favor? We're going to go through this real quick. Can you close your eyes for me? Close your eyes for me real quick. I want you to imagine some things. And this is so important because we have gotten to a place to where we stop doing the little things that work. When we were kids, we can imagine so many things. So let's imagine having freedom, real freedom, financially, emotionally, career-wise. Let's imagine getting respect in your field as an individual, getting paid thousands of dollars to do the things that you love to do. Let's imagine adding an additional source of income to your life so you can take care of mother, father, whoever it may be. And let's imagine people booking you all over the world because of your body of work and your brand. And last, I want you to imagine this. Imagine impacting thousands of people all over the world with the gift that you have inside of you. Open your eyes. What if I told you that you can start doing all that in less than 1 month? I'm real big on the power of one. 1 month can change your life. 1 year can change your life. It changed mine. One connection, one resource, one mentor can change your life. And I'm going to show you all how to do it. So we're about to get into this, building your personal brand, building your professional brand. Every industry is affected by your personal and your professional brand. It doesn't matter what you do. Whether it's fitness, whether it's health, whether it's speaking, whether it's education, whether it's finance, podcast, it doesn't matter. Your personal and professional brand speaks loudly, and I'm going to make sure that we all boast about what we're doing through the work that we got. Now, I got a question for y'all. Are you ready? Yes. Oh, Lord, hold on. Yes. Are you ready? Yes. All right, listen, I didn't come here to play with y'all today, so this is a great time to get them pens and them pads ready because I'm about to share some secrets with you and drop some gems on you that allow me to take my business from scratch to 6-figure, soon to be 7-figure business, all right? Here we go. Secret number 1, we're going to talk about strategy today. We're going to talk about strategy on how you can truly build the blueprint of a professional brand. When we talk about brand, the first thing you got to think about is what's your brand DNA? Do you have a brand DNA? Most people don't know what that is. Don't worry, I got you. It's who you are at the core. It's who you are at the core. McDonald's, whether you eat it or not, we all know who McDonald's is, right? We know who McDonald's is. We even know the song, ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it. Whether you eat it or not, we understand that brand DNA is so solid, it's so clear that you know about it and that you see it everywhere that you go because McDonald's are everywhere. But how do you establish a brand DNA? The first thing is you got to have a niche. Your niche is your expertise. What do you do? Simple. Now, when I ask this question all over the world, I ask people who are extremely smart, what do you do? And then I ask people who are just getting started, what do you do? Here's the response, and some of you all have probably answered it like this. Well, my name is Keyon Clinton, and I went to this school. I worked at this job. I'm a part of this fraternity, sorority. I'm associated with all these other organizations and titles and things like that. I didn't ask you who you are associated with. I asked, what do you do? That's what your niche is. What is your expertise that can actually solve the problem that I actually have? I'm here to help you execute at a high level by doing three things: implementing structure, systems, and strategy. That's what I do. I want to help you do that. Making sure you have that. Part two, number two, your target market. I learned this from one of my mentors. He said, Keyon, if you're talking to everybody, you're talking to nobody. And we got some people in the room probably thinking, my brain is so universal that I can talk to everybody at the same time. That's not how life works. Your target market is an opportunity for you to actually get surgical about who it is that you want to impact. And the beautiful thing about a target market is that you get to create it and control it. But why is it more important? Because part number three, your ideal client. Your ideal client is who you really want to get in front of. I remember when I first started speaking, and when I first started trying to get my brand out here and my programs and my services, I was talking to anybody who was willing to listen. And when I got finished, nothing was happening on the back end. No conversion. I wasn't making any money. I wasn't building anything that was substantial to grow and scale. But as I built my brand, as I found out exactly what I'm here to do, as I found out exactly the target market that I wanted to actually get in front of, and then I started to find out who's my ideal client. I want to talk to the person that comes to me ready to invest, ready to take their life to the next level. That person that is tired of being tired. That person who says, you know what, listen, I looked into my bank account and I'm tired of every time I swipe my card, I got to check my account. I'm tired of not being able to buy my mother the thing that she wants. She's ready. She's tired to sit. I want to talk to that person because that's the person that's going to go to the next level with the programs and the services I have. So let's keep building. Number two, I told you, it's all about gaining respect in your field as a person and as a professional. If they don't respect you, they won't pay you. If they don't respect you, they won't bring your name into the conversation. It's not that you don't have a great product or a great service. It's just in a professional way. They're sitting here telling you, hey, we love the work that you do. We see that you're doing all of this work. We want you to come in. We want you to give your expertise. We want you to change the trajectory of their lives. And we're going to provide you with a token of our love. That's a professional way of saying we don't respect your craft. Because love don't pay the bills. So I'm going to teach you some things that's going to get you paid, but also get you respected. Number one, you got to put in your reps. I'm a 2-time award-winning bodybuilder. The only way I was able to get stronger, to get bigger, is if I went to the gym every single day and I stayed consistent. When you're building a brand, you have to be consistent in your marketing. You have to be consistent in building, connecting with people, understanding your target market. What are you offering them? What are you giving them? What are they doing to come back? These things are very important. Two of my favorite words, leverage and credibility. How many seniors do we got in the room today? Awesome. Leverage and credibility. As you all are getting ready to go to the real world and step out here, and whatever career that it is that you have, when you're creating your resume, before you got into those interviews, they were probably asking you questions to do what? Check your credibility of the work that you've done. What internships did you have? What co-ops did you perform? Because I need to make sure that the work that you have already done is credible enough to see if you can just go into the workforce with us. But when it comes to building your brand, the same rules apply. But how do you leverage that? I'm an international speaker, best-selling author. Yeah, that's cool. But when it comes down to me talking to an event organizer, when it comes down to saying, what makes you the better candidate or the perfect candidate for the job? Well, now I have things I can actually leverage that can get me to going to where I need to go. I made the Forbes list in 2021, and that changed my world because I've been able to leverage that and say, hey, listen, I did something that most people in the world has never done. So now how can we take this to, yes, we impacted 500,000 people. Last year, we impacted over 1 million people because we're just leveraging all the things that we know other people want to actually do. Number 3, and this one here, I want y'all to really take personal. When it comes to building a brand, this one thing that people tell me all over the world. They say, Keyon, I want to impact the entire world. How about you just start with 1%? 1% of the world is about 800,000 people. Let's say 800,000 people were paying you $1 a year. I'm sure everybody in this room would be pretty satisfied, right? But before you get there, how about we just impact 1% of the 1% and become a local celebrity? It is so imperative for you to impact your community first before you go out and try to impact the entire world. Because if you want to go out here in the world, here's what's going to happen. I am in Kentucky right now. I'm born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. And one thing that Mark knows, he can go back into my local community and he can go ask anybody else around, hey, you ever heard of this Keyon dude? You ever heard of this 1% better movement? Is it really some motion there? Is he really doing the things that he say he's doing? And everybody that you talk to in my city is going to say, hey, listen, Keyon is an upstanding guy. His business is booming. He's really out here in the community. He's really doing the things that he's saying he's doing. So because I am a local celebrity, I can now go to other states and cities and countries. And when they fact check and everything come close, okay, let's book you then. So I want y'all to start thinking about what are the things that you are doing and building right here in Kentucky, right here at the university, right here in your community that's going to help you go to the next level of your life. This is a gem that most people miss. We get so caught up and I'm ready to just go out there and why go to a new place when you have a home here that's going to love on you and support you to actually push you and excel you to the next level. So always keep that in mind when you're talking about building your brand. Gem number 3, I got to be honest with y'all. I'm not one of those guys that's going to come up here and give you some things that I know are not true. I'm not going to tell you some stuff that isn't really going to help you in this space. This one here, let's pay attention to this. Your professionalism and your portfolio must be in alignment. I'm going to say that again. Your professionalism and your portfolio must be in alignment. What do I mean when I say that? Your IG versus your reality has to be congruent. There are so many people who will go get a photo shoot done. They go get all the pictures edited so none of the freckles and stuff show. So you got perfect pictures. And it looks good on Instagram and social media. Yes, it does. And then when people meet them in person, it's like, this is not the person that I see online. And it instantly turns them off. So your brand has to be real. It has to be relatable. It has to be transparent. You have to stand in your truth, whatever that may be. Most people love and respect your truth over you trying to be perfect. So don't try to build a perfect brand. Just build a brand that's going to continue to progress. And I can assure you, you're going to impact more people than you think. Content is king, but consistency is queen. They go together. If you don't have powerful and potent content, it's going to be very difficult to grow and scale. It's going to be very difficult to gain new clients. It's going to be very difficult to make whatever amount of money you want to make because people love quality content. I'm not into the theatrics. I'm not going to be up here doing all type of tricks and trying to get y'all to pay attention. No, the content that I'm giving you, I know it's potent. I know it's life-changing. I got 1 million people that can attest to that. But I'm also very consistent in the content that I'm putting out. On the days I don't feel like it, you all are going to be tired. I know my seniors in here like, man, I'm so ready to go. But you still got to show up every day and go to class. You still got to get up there and be a scholar. Because if you're not consistent at the end of the road, you can fumble the ball to the next step of your life. So remember, content is king, but consistency is queen. I need you to be consistent on both of them. I got some more gems from you, but this time I got a friend with me that's going to ask some questions so that we can get some things done. Now, we're still talking about building this brand. Why is this important? I heard a gentleman say that you got to believe it in order to become it. But let me show y'all what that looked like in a practical sense. How do you increase your conversion rate as a professional? When it comes to building a brand, when it comes to being successful, conversion rate is very important. What does a conversion rate look like? If Shaquille O'Neal, do anybody know who Shaq is? Sure, we all do. If he shot a three-pointer, most likely he's going to do what? Absolutely. Air ball. That's a good one. But if Steph Curry shot a three ball, most likely he's going to do what? Make it. The conversion rate is higher in Steph and Curry than it is in Shaquille O'Neal from the exact same spot. What am I saying to you? In the position that you all are in building your brand, there are so many people in the exact same spot. But you have to make sure that you are doing certain things that's going to help your conversion rate be higher. Because if I'm selling cars and he's selling cars, maybe I wear a suit that he don't wear. It increases my conversion rate. Maybe he have a slogan that I don't have. It increases conversion rate. We have to start thinking about these things when it comes to building your brand. What makes you unique? Your professional portfolio, which we'll talk about later on. Developing your sales pitch. Somebody said one day, they said, Keyon, what's your elevator pitch? I said, what you mean? This was years ago when I first started. He said, what's your elevator pitch? I said, I don't have one. He said, you got to make sure that you develop 30 seconds to 60 seconds of a pitch that can make me interested in buying whatever it is you're selling. When I talk to most people after 30 to 60 seconds, if I can already tell you don't know what you're talking about, most people are going to check out on you. It's not that they don't care about you. You're a great person. You're a nice person. But people got things to do. So how do you develop a strong sales pitch to where people say, you know what? Hey, let me ask you a question. How are you getting 1% better today? What you mean 1%? Why won't I just get 100% better today? I have already intrigued you. Well, if you get 1% better today, 365 years from now, you will increase the efficiency in your daily operation by 365%. That means you're going to think on a different level, move on a different level, and produce better results. Is that something you seem like you'd be interested in? Of course. Who don't want to get better? So the sales pitch that I have in any room is going to work because I've been developing it. I've been crafting it. So make sure you're developing your sales pitch. And when we get into our breakout room, I'm going to have some of you all go through it real quickly. And you may get a chance to win some money from it because I like giving money away. Here we go. Marketing, marketing, marketing. Your brand grows the more you market. We're living in a world right now that, listen, let me give you this gem. You don't have to be the best anymore. Unfortunately. You just have to market more than your competition. The reason a lot of people have not invested or tapped into whatever it is that you are selling or promoting is because they probably have never seen you before. They probably have never heard about you before. I'm living proof. I walk into a lot of rooms where people have said, Keyon, we never heard of you before, but you are so dope. And then when we started tapping into marketing and ads and email marketing and text message marketing, that's when people started to say, we heard about the 1% better movement before. That's the Keyon guy. Let's bring him on board. So I want you to start thinking about how are you marketing yourself, and not just in your business, but also outside as a person. Who you are on a daily basis is a mirror representation of who you are in your business. Because I believe that how you do anything is how you do everything. So I don't want y'all to get up here and try to market yourself perfect right now. And then as soon as you walk out them doors, you're somebody completely different. All right? Now let me show y'all how to get paid doing this thing. Because I don't believe in doing anything for free. It even costs to pay attention. Okay, some of y'all caught that. Here we go. Listen, the key to being booked and busy is actually being booked and busy. The key to being booked and busy is actually being booked and busy. I'm going to show you 3 ways on how you can be booked and busy for the rest of your life. All right? The first one, free events. People love free. But when you realize free is never free, because if I put on an event of no cost, here's what I get from it. I get a group of individuals, which means I get a chance to pour into you. I get a chance to sharpen my craft. I get a chance to practice what I'm preaching. And if you're smart, you have somebody to record you, because content is king. So now you got content that you can continue to do what? Market consistently. All the things that we just talked about. This is how you build your brand. This is all free. But if you want to go to the next level, hey, listen, can I get 3 or 4 of y'all when we done to do some 30-second testimonials? Because I can sit here and say I'm great all day, but when I get you to say it for me, and then I get you to say it for me, and then I get her to say it for me, now it's like, you know what? Let me go ahead and tap into the 1% Better movement and see if it's really going to help me like it helps everybody else. Those are just free events. But free events come with a lot of value if you learn how to market those things. The second one, paid events. We know what paid events are. I ain't got to spend too much time on it. You do something, people pay you for your service. Awesome. But then the last one, your events. This is when life started to make a lot of sense for me, Mark. I say, I'm going to put on an event, do the entire production, bring the people out, charge them a fee, make money from that, pay myself, and go home. We got the 1% Better Speakers Conference. 300-400 people in the room. 20 to 30 speakers on stage. I'm paying myself, but I'm also creating a production. It's a win-win. Sometimes you have to put on your own events. So now that your calendar is booked up, hey, listen, I'm doing an event. I'd love to have you in the room. Oh, whose event is it? It's my event. Oh. So you do events as well? Yes, I do. People respect you more. It's great to go to different conferences and different programs. Yes, it is. Go get your knowledge. But when will you become the teacher? When will you be the one that's starting to promote and educate and teach people on how to build and grow and scale or impact their lives to go to the next level? So your events will help you get more paid events, whether they're free or not. That's the key to being booked and busy. So as we look at our calendar, my team and I, and we say, hey, man, we got a lot of events on the schedule. And trust me, they're paid events. But we got these days where we don't have stuff on the calendar. Well, let's do our own event. It can be free. It's okay. Because I understand that free is not always free. So I'm showing you all how to get booked and busy. No matter if it's paid, if it's free, or if it's your event, I can assure you. Also, too, when you talk to, last thing I want to give you, when you talk to event organizers, here's a gem. I want to give you all this. Now, you got to be booked and busy, okay? Don't start using this if you're not. They're going to fact check you. But when you're talking to them and they give you a date, hey, listen, we really would like to get you in March 11th. Hey, let me see. You know what? I just checked my calendar. I do have that slot available right now. The day before, the day after, I'm booked. I got to go out of town. So either we're going to lock this in now or not. See, when you're booked and busy, you can get to the bag quicker. Because they say, you know what? We don't want to lose you, Keyon. We don't want to lose out on this opportunity for you to come in here and teach our people. So let's go ahead and send over that deposit right now, sir. So there's benefits in being booked and busy that if you just got an open calendar, people may not always respect. So that's another gem that I want y'all to take with you. Here we go. I got more for you. I told you, I'm going to teach you all the game. And understand this is strategy on how you can build your personal and your professional brand. Why is this important? When I first started, I had no idea where I wanted to go. And then I started to sit down and map this thing out. You must create a system. Here we go. Give me 3 things that people hate. And yes, I want y'all to answer these. 3 things that people hate wasting the most. Time, money. Time, money. He said resources is not the one I'm looking for, but people hate wasting those. Energy. Time, energy, and money. So systems stand for saving yourself time, energy, and money. So you got to create a system so that you can save yourself the three things that people hate the most. Most people have created businesses, movements, organizations, and they've yet to put a system inside of it to have the consistency that they need. And this is why they're taking a lot of L's unnecessarily. But how do we do that? Lead generation process for new clients. What does that look like? Something free. A free ebook. A free PowerPoint presentation. What is that doing? It's allowing you to get their emails and their phone numbers so that on the back end, I can promote to you for the rest of your life. But it's totally free, huh? Here you go. I got a free ebook. I got one free ebook. I've been giving this out for a few years now. That free ebook probably produced about $300,000-$400,000. It's free. You can have it. You can have it right now. I'm gonna send it to you so that all y'all can get it. It's lead generation. What am I giving you? It's also called bait, right? Bait. Let me give you some bait. They put worms on a hook to catch fish. I got steak on mine. I'm looking for the sharks. So my process and the things that I'm giving you, but again, content is king. So don't just put out anything. Give them something of true value. I'm gonna give you 10 ways on how you can get 1% better immediately. And when you follow this 10-step process, you're gonna say, wait a minute, this brother gave me some free value. So when I put out the paid value, you're more inclined to buy it because I've already gave you value. I feel like I owe you at this point. Strategy. Second thing, you gotta have a value ladder for your clients. Keyon, what's a value ladder? I'm glad somebody asked. I don't know who that was in the back. A value ladder is the thing, it's the gift that keep on giving. Here we go, I'm gonna give you a free ebook. And I know you enjoyed it. But if you really wanna dive into who I am, I also have a book. It's $20. Healing the Living Dead. And by the way, everybody in the room is gonna receive a book after this, okay? Well, 150 of you all. Healing the Living Dead. Habits that'll shift you from a morgue mentality to a Forbes mentality. Because a lot of people are physically alive, but they mentally and morally dead. Walking around with no purpose and no agenda in life. You ever heard somebody say, I'm just going with the flow? Well, I'm sorry, we don't do that over here. We create the flow. But it's $20. If you want to learn about who I am and how I've been able to shift my mindset and change the trajectory of my life, go ahead and buy my book for $20. Value ladder. The price point goes up, so does the value. But listen, it's one thing to read the book and get excited, then you be like, man, I heard that you was a 2-time award-winning bodybuilder. Yeah. But also teach fitness classes and wellness classes and courses. Because healthy living, your physical health is a direct correlation to your mental, your business, and your spiritual health. So won't you join our program? It's about $150 a month. But if you really want to go to that next level, and you feel like you got a story to tell, and you feel like you got something on the inside of you, it's time for you to speak it. It's time for you to inspire somebody through your story. You don't have to be a professional speaker at all, like myself. But if you got a story that you think can help somebody, won't you join the 1% Better Speakers Academy? It's $497. Where we take you through everything you need to know from start to stage on how to learn how to become a better public speaker. Everybody in the room has to get better at publicly speaking. No matter what industry you're in, here's why. Because the higher you go in success, your product or your service won't matter anymore. People are going to start asking you, so tell us about who you are. Tell us about how you got here. Yeah, we going to buy the books. We going to pay you to come speak. But how did you get here? What adversity did you? They want to start hearing about your story now. And if you don't know how to articulate that message profoundly enough, they'll shut you out. The value ladder. I mean, and it's one thing to just learn how to speak publicly, but what if I said I got an opportunity for you to get on stage with the 1% Better Speakers Conference? Will we take you to a 10 to 12 week process, craft a message for you, and then give you an opportunity to get on stage? It's just $2,000. Value ladder. But I'm giving you an opportunity. Do y'all see how the value ladder continue to go? You have to start figuring out, what value ladder can I build for my clients, for my people, for my community, whatever it may be. And then going into that, my last point here, community membership. The most successful people in the world have their own community. Anybody know who Beyonce is? She got the Beehive. That's a community. Anybody know who Grant Cardone is? He got the 10X Nation. That's a community. Whoever you see, whoever you feel like, you know what, this is my mentor, they have a community. Why is having your own community important? You have to feed your people. You have to feed your people. And if it's anything you notice, the market can go down. There's been a few times where social media shut down on us. People's like, I cannot communicate to my people. Well, I can. I can just send them an email. I can just send them a text, because I have my own community of people that I feed every single day. So if I'm putting out products and services, and everybody who I don't know may not buy it, but if I got a community of 1,000 people, life is still good. All right? So we got to build your community. I got some more gems for you. Also, let me know my time whenever you. Here we go. I have a certain sense of pride in who I am every day. And I'm talking about not the pride that comes before destruction. We're talking about a personal responsibility in delivering excellence. Every day. Every day. I don't take anything lightly. Whenever I get an opportunity, I'm pouring. I'm giving y'all the best that I have. I'm teaching y'all the things that got me to where I need to go. Because that's the pride that I have in myself. That's the pride that I have in my business. That's the pride I have in everything else that's around me. And I want you all to walk around with that same level of pride. But how do we build? I gave you all the structure, the foundation. But what does it take to really build a brand? And I'm going to go through this quickly for y'all, because I'm sure everything I'm about to show y'all already know. But I'm going to make sure that you really catch everything, okay? How do we build this thing? This is my guy, Rob. Rob going to be with us. Rob got some questions. He may be a little confused. So I'm going to answer his questions, but I'm sure some of you all may have the same questions, all right? How do you build that professional brand, Keyon? Now, I'm going to show you what value looks like, because these things are an investment into who you're about to become and what you're about to build. You got to have a logo, professional logo, not the logo from the guy who's saying I can get you done for $25 and out the door. Professional logo. McDonald's. And I keep going back to McDonald's because the M don't seem like it's that great of a logo until you start paying attention to this is one of the biggest and most well-known logos in the world. That's the power of having a professional logo. Business cards. I know some people think we're getting away from business cards. Listen, business cards can change your life. It's also a symbol of respect for yourself and what you do. And it's an opportunity for somebody who may not be good with names. I know I got some in the room. Who may not be good with faces. So as you all will see in the back when you get my business cards, my face is on it. Just in case if you thought you was going to forget how I looked, I'm going to let you know I am here, excited about who I am. Business cards are very important. Professional one-pager. I went on an 86-stop international tour with just a professional one-pager. 86 stops international. That's all I had. Your professional one-pager can change your life. But most people don't have one, but don't worry about that. All that stuff will change. And again, just showing you all value here. Professional media kit. As you get in your success, as you get further into it, as you are reaching bigger stages and conferences and more people, they're going to ask for a little more information. And this is going to be your catalog of the work that you've done, the places that you've been. How are you truly helping people? What is your true mission? This is what a brand looks like. We done made multiple six figures in multiple industries because we have the right tools. And I want to make sure that you all have those same tools that's going to take you to that next level. Then you got to get your brand audited. Okay? Because again, we live in a world where it's DIY, do it yourself. Oh, Lord. Never learn from a coach that didn't play in the game. And it's always okay to have a professional set of eyes go over things to help ensure that you are growing. Customized letterheads, making sure that everything is just professional. We're not just doing Word documents anymore. I want you all to be in a space that whenever somebody get information from you, your brand is there, your logo is there, they're respecting you. This is how people pay you top dollar. You ain't hear from me. Top dollar, not just I'm happy to be here. No, I'm making a statement in everything that I do. Everything that I do, I'm making a statement. I want you to know that everything is professional. Keeping it going. Professional presentations. Professional presentations. Yes, you can do your own PowerPoint. That's good. But if you had a professional do it with everything ready to go, people will be able to stay in tune with what it is that you're showing them. A video reel. Professional video reel. This is your visual resume of who you are. Sometimes you're going to get into spaces. I have someone from Dubai reach out to me. Say, Keyon, man, we love 1% Better. We love your message. We want to bring you over here and talk to our people. Never been to Dubai. So I always ask people, how did you hear about me? Because, you know, I'm curious. I need to check my insights. I got a hold of your video reel. And everything that you were saying was something that I know our people need. Your video reel can change your life and go further than rooms you can never walk into. So we got to create a professional video reel. Social media audits, these things are very important. When you're building a brand, you can't post everything. Let me give you all this, Jim. Write this down. Don't post to post. Post to profit. I'm going to say that again. Don't post to post. Post to profit. Everything that I post on social media is for me to profit off of it. And I'm not just talking about monetary. I love suits. I love nice tailored suits. So when I wear them and I post them, it's because I know that that company is looking at it. So now I got companies sending me suits because I don't feel like I should have to pay for suits anymore. Because I look better in the suit than you would. That's how I tell the people, hey, listen, I'm going to put this suit on. I'm going to get you all type of thousands of views. People are going to comment on it and ask me, where did I get it from? And that means I'm bringing you clients. So in return, just send me 3 suits on the back end and we'll be all right. Right? Press release. Very important. Press release. People need to know more about who you are before you walk into the room. Before you walk into the room. That's what a press release does, what it does for you. I also got a Hidden Gems course, which again, we'll talk more about this in the breakout session, okay? I got a Hidden Gems course. We talk about everything that I said today, step by step on how you can do it. Most people know what, they don't know how. Most people know what they want to do, they just don't know the steps that they got to take to actually get there. Don't worry, the execution coach is here. I'm going to make sure that we have all of those things. I got some testimonials. We're going to run through these. And the reason why I like putting testimonials up is because at the end of the day, I can sit here and talk about how great this stuff is all day. But again, when other people tell you how great it is, that's when you start respecting it a lot more. And these are people in the education field, in the fitness field. We got people, she's in the political field here. Professional banners, as you all can see. I'm going through this quickly so we can get to the point. We got real estate here. She's into the nonprofit sector. Sydney, I want to stop here. Sydney called me 6 months before she graduated college. She said, Keyon, I got your information from one of my friends, and I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want to go work for nobody else. So I want to get my professional portfolio done. We did it in 30 days. Next 6 weeks, she made $5,000 on her own, no experience. But she had her portfolio done. Because your portfolio lets people respect who you are. You got to look like you're worth what you're asking for. I can't come up here and say, listen, pay me 50 grand. But I don't have no portfolio. I don't have no one pager. All I'm saying is I'm good at what I do. That's like a gardener saying, hey, I'm great at gardening. But every time you walk past the garden, there's no fruit. It's that time of the season. Well, it's a new season. It's still the same time of the season. This is what your portfolio allows you to do. Investing into a brand, value-wise, can take you about 20 grand. If you don't know what you're doing. If you're making mistakes. But this is why I broke this stuff down for you, because what if I told you, hey, listen, there's a way to get all of this by less than 5% of that number. Guaranteed. By following the right coach, having the right resources, having the right mentors. That's why I'm here today. Not only to teach you how to get it done, what it sounds like, but I also want to help you all build that thing, because you all deserve to travel the world if that's your desire. You deserve to impact people with your story. And whatever programs and services you have, people should be buying them off the shelves. So I want to make sure that I'm helping you all do that. So for the last few minutes that I have, I want to have this is where I get to, I think I got about 6 more minutes left. Okay. Let's have an honest conversation. And this conversation is called Conversations with a Black Man. There's 5 things I want us to focus on. And I'm going to end it right here. And I want to be very transparent with you all. Can I do that? Okay. As black men, when it comes to branding, I believe these 5 things can help us really be better. Really be better. The first thing is pride and ego. 2 of the things that are killing most people's success right now. Pride and ego. We're not asking for enough help. You all have phenomenal men in this room. They didn't just put this event on because they ain't got nothing better to do with themselves. It's a lot of hard work that went into having this thing happen for y'all today. But we have so much pride and so much ego that we feel like, I'm not going to ask them for help. I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to bump my head on my own because I want my own stripes in. Those shortcuts I talked about, they sitting right up here in front of you. So as men, we got to lose that pride and ego because it's hurting us in ways that we didn't even think that it's hurting us in. So today, let's drop the ego. Let's drop the pride. Because at the end of the day, we all want to live a life full of freedom. That's number 1. The second thing, communication skills. When it comes to a brand, when it comes to respect, most people have dope visions, dope dreams and ideas. But the moment they open their mouths, you unsell yourself because you don't know how to articulate your message profoundly enough. You haven't learned how to polish up your message and perfect your craft to whenever you're speaking, people will listen to you. It's not that the vision isn't dope. It's not that the product or service is not good. It's just you've yet learned to communicate effectively. I walk in rooms with billionaires now. It's great. But I know how to articulate myself. But I also walk in rooms with middle school kids and elementary school kids. But I also know how to communicate 1% better than them as well. When you got a brand and a message that is so powerful that you can communicate in any room that you walk in, that is when you become powerful. But you got to shape those skills. That's why I said public speaking for all of us is very important. Number 3, image. Image. Dress how you want to be addressed. When you walk in a room, what are you wearing? This doesn't mean you got to come suit, I promise you. The suit is just for me. Eric Thomas, #1 motivational speaker in the world, he don't wear a suit at all. He wear a hat. But he built the image out of the hat. So you have to ask yourself, what images am I giving off? Is it congruent to the message and the brand that I'm actually building? Because you never know who's watching. And they can see you one day and be like, okay. Because they are judging you by your cover. So remember that your image is everything. When you walk in a room, they're paying attention to you. When you're talking, they're watching and listening to the things that you're saying. And this is very important. I didn't get here because I didn't know what I was doing. I walk into these rooms, I'm confident in who I am because I know my image makes a statement every time I walk into a room. So we got to get better with our image and everything, the grooming, from the hands to the feet to all the way tie, shirt, whether it's a jacket, it doesn't matter. Make sure your clothes fit. Make sure your image say, I'm confident in who I am. Number 4, last 2 things I got for you. Emotional intelligence. Why is this important? When it comes to building a brand or anything, 80% of the decisions you make are emotionally driven. 80%. That means you all are emotional. I know y'all don't like to hear that. Most men don't like to get told they're emotional. We think that's a woman's trait. We're all emotional. But do you have enough intelligence to control your emotions when you're moving? People are going to do things you won't like in business. People are going to do things you won't like here at Kentucky. People are going to do, it's called life. But do you have enough emotional intelligence to still sit in a room with people you may not feel the best about and get the job done? That's what this thing is all about. And then the last thing, humility. Jesus. Oh, Lord. That's a word that strikes a nerve for most men. I'm not going to be humble. That means that I'm inferior to the next person. That means that I'm less than to the next person. It don't. Humility means you got a lot of strength to know I don't have to sit here and say a word, but I know I'm one of the most powerful men in the room. And when you have a brand that speaks for itself, you don't have to do all the talking anymore. And that's what 1% Better have been able to do for me. People walk around and say, man, you the guy, you the 1% Better guy. They don't even know my name, but they know my brand. I'm humble and say, yep, that's me. I'm Keyon. Nice to meet you. And yes, I'm an international speaker and best-selling author, and I made the Forbes list, but I don't walk around like you should know who I am. No, I'm Keyon Clinton. Nice to meet you. Humility is the most important thing. And the last thing I want to leave y'all with is, as we're leaving and as before I go to my breakout session, is this. Created something, it's called the 1% rule, and I'm out of here. The 1% Better rule. All this is saying is that if you want to achieve anything in life, you just got to be 1% better than your competition. You don't have to be twice as good to get twice of the things that you want out of life. You don't. You just got to be a little bit better every single day. Even when you don't feel like it, you got to get up and still perform. Even when they said you couldn't, you still got to defeat the odds. Even when everything is stacked against you. Can I be honest with y'all? Real transparent. I buried my father Saturday. I'm still here today. Because the assignment is greater. The mission is greater. I'm not here because I ain't got nothing better to do. I believe that the things that I have, that I've learned, is going to help transition and transcend one of your lives. Change the trajectory of one of your lives. Keyon, you just got to be a little bit better every day. I know you don't feel like it, but there's people who are dependent on you. That's what having a brand comes with. There's going to be days where you don't want to do things. There's going to be times where you don't feel like being a part of it. But you're going to have to put on your clothes, go out there and smile, and give them every single thing that you got, because there are people who need you. So when we talk about a brand, it's so much bigger than how much money you can make. It's about the lives that you can change. And I believe that everybody in this room got something on the inside of them that can change your life today. Again, my name is Keyon Clinton. And I want to thank everybody for having me and listening to me today. And I hope I helped y'all today. Have a good one, everybody.